You want me to start it? You sure you don't want to start it?
I know how you're going to start it.
You had a lot to say about wedding and marriage last time.
So no, I ain't going to talk this time.
I thought you have some explaining to do.
I do.
First off, show off the ring.
Oh, so this is how we can start?
We already started.
You're gay.
So if you haven't seen our prior episode, I did the ding. I did the do. I do the did. I did the do.
What the heck are you saying?
I don't know. There's like some sort of saying with that. I done did it. I think that's what it is. I done did it. I done did it. I done did the deed. And you had a lot to say, not knowing that it was going to actually happen.
Because, okay.
So this is the retraction episode.
No, yeah. I honestly I feel so stupid. So
if only she knew. She was bashing marriage, about contracts.
I wasn't bashing marriage.
And all this other stuff.
He's talking about the last episode, by
12 hours later. And boom, it happened.
I know.
And she switched. When I tell you she did a whole 180.
Excuse me? I did not switch. I've always believed the same thing about marriage. And I've always wanted it in the same way.
So what is it? Tell the people then. Set the record straight.
Because
I said that. Your mom said that. Everybody else said that.
No, my mom's like, Daniela, you're so stupid. Why are you going around this so much? Because when we do these episodes.
And you actually heard yourself. So you saw how you were going in circles. I hated
hearing myself. So when we do these episodes, we're only two people here. But we're talking about topics that involve different opinions. You know? So it's like I try to bring different perspectives to the table, not necessarily meaning that I believe in all of them, but I just try to bring the things that I hear, the things that I see out in the world to the episodes, because we don't have other people to bring different opinions. So that's what I do. So it sounds like I'm going around it, and I don't do this with I haven't done that with every episode.
You do that with every episode.
Are you serious? You said it the other day that I don't.
Like on episodes.
Yeah, but I don't go around like I did last one.
No, you don't go around in circles.
But I do that with a lot. Like, and you're the one that brings like the whole, this is my opinion. And I'm like, yeah, but see, people say this or people say that. So what's your opinion on that? I always bring the different.
If we were a debate show, you would be like Max Kellerman and I'll be Stephen A. And for the people that watch sports shows and First Take, you'll know what I mean. Like you're the one.
Max Kellerman is the other one, the white guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Racist. No, I'm playing.
I was like already afraid to say that.
No, so in the debate show, you have somebody that has like the actual opinion, and there's somebody, because it's entertainment, you need somebody to just have an off the wall opinion and believe in it so much, even though he might not actually like.
You have to bring it to the table.
You have to bring it, and that's you. Off the wall type of stuff.
Off the wall shit. Like I'm gonna bring the most extreme stuff because I want to talk about it. Like I want to make it interesting. And plus, we don't have the people here. Like, so I want to either I'm like speaking for help, speaking on behalf of others, or just, because we're going to be talking about things on this podcast that I don't necessarily have experience with. So I have to like bring things from other experiences from other people, like what I've observed. I don't have to, but sometimes I just do it just so that we have more.
So what's your actual opinion then?
I've always wanted to be married. I've always wanted to have. The thing is too.
What?
Oh no! Wait. Go ahead.
No, go for it. I don't want you to lose.
What is my over opinion?
No. What were you gonna say? I don't want you to lose your thought because you're gonna get upset at me off camera.
No, the thing is, when you kept asking, so what do you think of marriage? I was focusing on more like the wedding. No, okay. I was talking about marriage and how.
Here we go again.
I know. No. I was talking about marriage. How in the most simple technical way possible to kind of get that out of the way and then start talking about the emotion. But then when I could have started talking about the emotion, I still didn't make it about us because I'm not thinking that it was going to be a personal episode. Like I could have just said, I want to marry you. That's all you need to know because I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. But I didn't say that because I didn't want to get personal and I didn't want to like just end it there because in my mind, we were arguing polygamy. We were arguing like marriage and how it's viewed by different people. Like it was a thing
and
that
weddings.
And weddings. We were talking about weddings. So I was also sometimes getting confused with like, okay, are we talking about weddings like or marriage or like, because it's not the same thing, but whatever. It was just I was trying to stay technical as much as possible because I didn't really get the hint that you were asking me, like, why do you want to marry me? I feel like that's what you were really asking. Like, do you want to marry? Like, do you want to get married?
Yeah, but no.
But you were, because you can't do it because you were going to ask me later later in the day.
Like, yeah, but no. It was like the opportunity presented itself. So I was like, all right, let me see. And you just went totally off script. I was just like, oh, boy,
but you're annoying because we spoke about it before like privately. You didn't have to make a whole show.
I know I didn't have to, but I did. And it was pretty entertaining.
Whatever.
I enjoyed it. Playing it back and just watching myself win an argument and just seeing the look on your face. I was like, this is what every guy dreams of. They wish that they can catch their girl running around in circles on a topic, but you fully convinced that she's right in every single way. Little do we know, we got proof.
Whatever. I'm glad that you're enjoying that. But listen, another reason, and then we'll stop talking about the last episode. Another reason why I was going around it so much is because you know this too, that I haven't, and you were like this with the word love. For example, you were like this with the word love at the beginning of our relationship. You didn't even, I was like, oh, I love that you did that. Or, I would tell you, oh, I loved that about you. You would take that as me saying that I love you, like before saying we love each other. So
well, I said
you were very careful about using the word love
because it was overplayed.
Until, not only that, you wanted to save it until you actually were like, you were going to tell me that you loved me.
Because it's overplayed. Because like everybody goes and like, oh, I love you, and like, you guys are best friends and only best friends for like a year or two. It's like, oh, I love you, and then like they turn around and switch. So it was so openly used, and it was very common to say like, yo, love you, whatever, like all that stuff.
Yeah, but you were extreme.
And it wasn't like true actual definition of love. So when I realized, when I had that like self-realization, is like, yo, everybody says it too much. I put myself in it. Like I was caught up in it at the time. So that's when I ended up saying like, yo, much love, meaning like I give you the I don't feel it, but I give you the energy of it, if that makes sense. And then when it came to us, I was just like, look, whenever that L word comes out my mouth, I don't want her to hear her. I don't want her to hear me say it for any other thing than, because when I say it to her, I wanted to know that it's real.
And you wanted it to be like, I love you.
Exactly.
But you were extreme with that to the point where I couldn't use the word love even with other stuff. It still had to do with us in a way, but I'm not saying I love you.
But then when I actually said it.
Oh, I love that. Or, oh my God, I love that. Oh, I loved when you did that. Like, I'm not saying I love you. Okay, yes, it felt great, whatever. But listen, this is my point. So back to my what I'm trying to say.
You love me?
Yeah, you love me? So what I'm trying to say is that that's how I am with marriage or just the future in general. You may catch me talking about kids, but I feel like that's still in the dreaming stage. But when I know that it can happen soon,
I might catch you talking about kids. I need to talk about kids all the time.
Well, yeah, but like it's like usually like just out of fun. But when I know the engagement or the marriage can happen soon, like that's the next step. If it's the next step, I'm gonna avoid talking about it at all because I don't want anything to alter your what you're gonna do, your decision. I don't want it like if the next step is gonna happen, it's gonna be natural. I want to save the whole marriage talk and all that for like.
The only thing that would have altered my decision would have been if you said no.
Okay, but basically, I don't want to say, yo, I want to marry you before you actually ask me. I mean, we've said that to each other in different ways, but I don't want to say it so much because then it's like I'm not gonna be surprised.
You do such a great job of twisting it, bro.
That's not twisting it. I'm serious.
It's like, oh, I didn't give you my actual opinion on marriage because I wanted to save that actual opinion whenever I already knew your overall opinion.
Yeah, so then why'd you do that to me?
Because I took an opportunity, because you brought it upon yourself. You started talking about contracts and legality and all that other stuff. So I was like, okay, let me
So you didn't plan that.
Let me give you an opportunity to set the record straight and say that it's not about contracts and legality.
I was getting there,
down on
but
it.
You messed me up by continuing to ask me. I doubled down.
You doubled down.
Because I'm like trying to be technical. Like, yo, marriage it's not about it, but it's what it is in essence. The experience that goes with marriage is what everyone wants. And everyone actually like defines it as. But we're not going to get into that anymore. We're not. But I'm engaged and I'm happy as hell. I am over the moon. And when are we getting married? in freaking 5 months. We're crazy. And that just goes to show, stop, I keep saying 5 months because it feels better. Don't say 4. Even just being engaged, I'm like, what's the point in waiting? I want to get married.
And it's not a shotgun wedding.
No, I'm not pregnant. It's just about like, why wait? You know, it's some people wait for money, but at the same time, I don't really understand that because there's always going to be things that are going to, like, if you wait longer, I feel like that's more opportunity for you to, you know, fall out of your budget or, you know, fall out of discipline to save, because that's just more life that you're putting on pause, I guess. And then you're going to have like these moments where, like, I feel like if we wait longer, we're gonna be like, oh, let's go out to a restaurant, or let's do a trip, because it's like we're not gonna be a year and a half or 2 years with no trips. Like, so by saying let's get married in freaking 5-6 months, like, it's closer, so it's gonna be easier. Stop. I'm gonna keep saying 5 months. It feels better.
But like the asterisk, like
127 days. So by us putting it, you know, closer and just doing it as soon as we can, I think it'll still work the same way. Like, is what people think. Like, you'll still be able to save money. You'll still be able to like do it and make it happen.
So another reason why people have, like, speaking, kind of continue on the conversation from the last episode, kind of a reason why marriage and weddings are looked at the way it is because the divorce rate is so high. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason. So we had the polygamy and the monogamy in terms of starting a relationship, being just one-on-one with the other couple, whichever sex it is, and all that stuff. That's all discriminatory to the actual person. But there's a flip side to it. It's just like there's some that don't even want to enter the door, but there's others that are already in the marriage engagement talk, but they're afraid to take it to that next, to actually do it, or take it to that next level because of the statistic of the marriage rate. Like, what is it, like 50%? I thought, I've heard that 50, like, since I was in high school. I don't even know if it's the same percentage.
I don't know. I don't think none of that matters. I think divorce is still all, that's all love. That's all emotion. Why is that it's a statistic because obviously it's a legal thing. That's why we have a statistic. But I think it's different for everyone. I want to bring on obviously Selena eventually to talk about, you know, divorce and all that, and somebody who's actually been through it. But I just think that that's something that it's just too complex to be like, this is why people get divorced, this is why people get married. Like, people do these things for all different reasons. People are married for years and they find out that that's not, you know, the one that they were supposed to be with for the rest of their life.
People have arranged marriages that they've never met and they've been
and they're happy
for, yeah.
Or people that, you know, get divorced and that's not the end of their life. They just move on and like, that's another topic, like divorce and all
another
that.
Topic for another day.
But I just think it's different for everyone, and that's why I was focusing on like the technical part of it, because I was like, it's different for everybody.
Yeah,
so why
I'm sure
talk about the emotion?
That's why.
Another reason. But yeah, I don't want to wait anymore. Like, that's what I naturally feel. I just don't, like, what's the point? I don't imagine me just continuing to do day to day with you without making that happen.
Might as well stop the clock now. Tick, tick. Let's go.
And, like, also I feel like, not that there's a step-by-step to this, but I feel like if once we get married, it's like, at least that's like, okay, that's taken care of. And I mean,
first comes marriage, then comes the baby.
Yeah.
And the baby carriage.
And, you know, it's different for everybody, but that's how I would like my life to be planned out. Like, you can't plan everything, but
speaking of planning on everything of life, how much of life do you think is actually luck, and how much of it is actually what? It might sound the same to some people, but like, how much of it do you think is just luck and it's like, yo, like, it just happened? Or how much is it that it's the universe paying you back for the work that you put in? Because I watched this video. I watched this video the other day, and I'll let you go after. But I watched this video the other day. It was a coach. I forgot the name of the school, Georgia Tech football. And he was talking about, he was like, you have to have a certain relationship with winning. Because winning doesn't care if you work hard. Winning doesn't care if you've sacrificed so much. Winning doesn't care if you put your heart, your blood, and your tears. Somebody who doesn't work as hard can still win. So you can't put the value on winning and you can't put the value on success because sometimes it's not fair.
Yeah.
So kind of speaking on that, like, so you don't believe in luck.
No.
So when it comes to everything you think it's the universe.
Yeah, but you have to do your part, but.
So it doesn't matter how much, my fault. So you're saying that it matters how much work you put in, how much you dedicate yourself, how much you sacrifice because it's going to pay off in the long run. So you're saying that you can actually win in quote unquote everything. You can't win in everything, but like just argument's sake.
Yeah, because I mean.
Why don't you believe in luck?
Because I feel like luck is the universe. People say luck when they don't have a belief system, I feel. Because then luck is just luck. Like it's just a random chance. Like you're not tying it to any greater.
People say that luck is when opportunity meets skill.
Opportunity meets skill.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't that something that you worked hard for, though?
Because it's the opportunity that presented itself. Sometimes you can work as hard as you can and never get.
But the opportunity presenting itself, I feel like, is the universe or God.
Yeah, so luck is success or failure apparently brought by chance rather than through.
But like chance, and I don't believe in that. I feel like everything happens for a reason. Because if you're saying luck, it's just like
so no luck. So you don't believe in bad luck. You don't believe in good luck.
No. Like when I say, if I say it, it's like just joking. Like when I tell you, you have good luck with jobs, with money, with I don't want to say a lot, but when I say you have good luck, I really mean like, that's your path, that's your destiny, like that's how it's meant to be for you. And I tie that to God, I tie that to the universe. Some people say luck because they don't believe that it's anything else. It's just luck.
So what is it if you do everything that you can within your power to do good on the world and it continues to screw you over and you continue to get bad luck?
Turn your attention to somewhere else. Switch your path. Like you might be doing something wrong. I feel like you're always in control. Because even if something happens that you didn't expect, you can still find another way. Like you can always just like, all right, let me regroup. Like what's another way to do it then? And you just keep doing that. And that's life. I feel like that's what it is. That's why you can't, and that's exactly why winning or success is different. It's going to be different for everybody. I don't believe that that's a destination. That's why people say that. It's a very cliche term, but that's why people say that success isn't a destination, because it's a feeling, and feelings can be tied to everything. I mean, anything. So.
Well, yes, success is not a destination. I feel like the journey is more
rewarding
than the actual success, because the success is like failure. The reward.
Yeah.
But like the journey of it is that's where the true passion, and that's where the true.
Yeah, that's why they say failure is even way more important than success, because that's more opportunity to learn and grow, and that's really the most important thing to do in life, is just to continue to.
I believe in the universe, but I also believe in luck. I also believe in karma.
I feel like that's tied to your
superstition.
No, I feel like that's tied to your thing of like, you don't want to say, oh, I deserve this, or you don't want to say I worked hard for this. Like you avoid like giving yourself credit.
But who's to say that I work hard?
You can. No, and then other people around you. You could take the opinions of how people view you and like really accept it. I feel like you have a hard time.
Working hard.
You have an issue with accepting. Like there's been many times where, when I tell you and we're by ourselves, you actually accept it because you're not trying to, like, you don't care about looking cocky or confident or prideful with me. But when it's at the beginning of our relationship, or when like my parents would tell you, compliment you, or your own parents, anybody else would compliment you, you'd be like, no. Like you wouldn't. I just do what I have to do. It's just, I just work. That's it. Like that, you really like downplay it. So you have trouble giving yourself credit. You may not internally, but to the universe, when you put it out there, you do. So that's why I feel like you believe in luck. But
I just always be doing. Yeah, I just be always doing the Jordan show. Just be like. Like it just happened.
But it's
right. Like the goals that I set for myself, right? Like for me, I'm just saying, for me, it's there's no true definition of hard work, because hard work for me can be different than hard work for you. So for me to say like I work hard, is what does that look like? Am I working as hard as I can and doing something, or is it just like, look, I'm putting the effort into it and it could just be that easy? Maybe I'm just lucky and it's just that easy for me. Like what is hard work?
Well, that's why they say that you have to be, not they, I don't know who they is. I'm just saying like it's
Who you be talking to?
I know. It's just those cliche things that you hear that are actually true. You know, life is actually, it's complicated if you make it, but it really is simple for the most part. And that's why, you know, I feel like a lot of those cliche things are true, but
because there's people that work hard.
You have to be your best critic, your own critic.
I'm saying like there's people that actually work hard, and like you look and it's just like that struggle's real.
But they may not be working smart though. That's where that working smart comes in. And it's like, all right, I've been working hard because that's what I had to do for now. You have to be able to measure your own life and where you're at. And that also comes with being your own critic, like I said. So you have to be able to be aware, self-aware, and know when it's time to switch up your strategy or what you're doing in life. You've been working hard because you needed to get here, and now it's like, all right, now it's time to work smarter. Or now it's time to work harder again. Like more labor, more brain. Like you gotta be able to measure your own life and your own.
So the fact that so far up until this point, I've went to Illinois without visiting, it turned out great. Went to Tennessee without visiting, turned out okay. Came here to move, turned out fine. Out without visiting, all that. That's not luck.
That's not luck. That's you allowing yourself to simplify the way you see life. So that means that you are a lot more in tune with what the universe is in store for you, because you're not complicating it so much. You're not rejecting what's already on your path. You're letting yourself go with it.
I was gonna say something to that. It was gonna be something about like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn.
Are we on a script?
No, you said that, and I was thinking of something. I forgot what I was gonna say. It was gonna be a point to kind of, it was gonna be like another question. Fuck.
I feel like
I had it in my head and I forgot it.
The thing with you.
Because I knew where you were gonna go, so I was already thinking of a point to like counter.
Well, let me say this, and maybe it'll help you and give you time. You're probably not gonna listen, but because you're gonna be thinking about it. But the thing with you is that you use your energy wisely and intentionally. And so you put it right in the places that you need to. You don't have it all spread out. You are and this sounds like I'm saying you're boring. You're not boring at all. You're actually beautifully complex. But when it comes to just doing live, like, you know, like the basic stuff, like you getting a job or this or that, whatever, at least now, or
just give me the 3 W's, I'm chilling. 3 dubs and I'm chilling.
But no, that's not why. Because without any of that,
simple.
You do use your energy wisely. And so when you put your energy where it needs to be, then that's how you're going to receive what's meant to be for you. If you overthink it, then you're not going to go there. But you're not a person to overthink like that. And the only time that you've started to overthink is when we were coming here, because now I'm involved and someone else is involved, not just you. But I feel like you don't really, you haven't overthought? Yeah. Is that how you say it?
Sure.
Everything else before me.
Police.
And so that's why it's worked out for you. And in a way, you have gone through shit too, like the Tennessee thing, and just, you know. So, but it was like you're saying that's luck, but bad things still happened.
Yeah, like that was like bad luck. I was in the wrong place in the wrong time.
But it still happened for a reason. So why is it bad luck?
Yeah.
It's the universe.
Repeat once again that you said about going against the grain. Probably if you repeat it, I'll probably remember what my point is. I still can't remember because you went even deeper and farther away from where I was trying to go. You said something about
you just that when things come at you, you're letting it happen, and that's why everything seems like luck.
Don't you remember that I said it the other day that I was just like, there's people that fight it.
Yeah,
and that's
what we're saying. You're just trying to find a way to say it, but just say how you would say it. Like,
I don't remember exactly how I said it.
There's people that try to fight it, and that's why they stay stuck in life, or maybe that's why it takes them longer to get somewhere. Like for me, I overthink a lot.
There you go. I remember now. So destiny. That's what it is.
Oh, destiny. I did use that word.
Yes. So destiny is how much do you think that life is happening for you? How much do you think life is happening to you?
You always say that.
That's what I was trying to think of. It was so hard. It was destiny was the word I was missing in my head. So how much do you think that life is happening for you, and how much do you think that life is happening to you? So meaning like, you working hard, you're constantly working hard and all this, and you're trying to better yourself and all this other stuff, and you're trying to make life happen for you. You're trying to strive for something. You want to get somewhere. So you keep hustling, you keep working hard, you keep doing whatever it is, trusting the process, and you're trying to make life happen for you. While other people, like what I think is that life is happening to me. So it's just, I'm along for the ride. I'm just gonna enjoy the process. I'm a kind of what you said, put my energy wherever it needs to be, but just keep it moving, not putting too much weight on the now, because there's something that's gonna happen in the future that I'm preparing for now. That's why this is happening now. So, I'd like to bring it back, and I'll leave it to you after this. How much do you think life is happening for you? How much do you think life is happening to you?
I want to say it's all happening for you. Because even the things that you feel like are happening to you, usually those are things that like bumps in the road, obstacles, things that you feel like are out of your control, things that stop you in your tracks. Are those all things that maybe people say that's happening to them, like the bad stuff? Yeah, I think that's still all part of it. What's the plan? That's all part of the plan. So it's all happening for you. Now, does that mean that you just sit back and let it happen? No, because it's two things that need to work together to be able to move forward.
So you think it's both of those things?
No, I said that it's all happening for you.
Oh.
Because what I think that means is that, like, for example, when people say life is happening to me, or,
like, why is this happening
really say
to
that,
me?
But
no,
why
they say
is
like,
this happening to me? That's what they say.
Why does this happen to me?
Yeah,
why does this always happen to me? Every
Yeah.
single time I do this always happens to me. So life's happening to me.
Yeah, no.
Instead of saying like, yo, life, this is happening to you because you're meant for something more.
So then you're trying to say that it means the same thing.
Huh?
So then you're trying to say it means the same thing.
No, but I'm saying like that is that victim mentality is like life is happening to me. Like saying that I'm trying to say like it's saying that there's always stuff putting on you, and you're taking it kind of like in a negative light. That is like, oh, it's always
like
happening.
Something out there that's just doing this to you.
Yeah. Instead of like, yo, this stuff is happening for you to get somewhere.
For you.
Yeah.
Because it's good. It has to happen.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what I was
trying to make sure that I understand. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I said it's all happening for you. I don't think that the terminology, like it's happening to you, that kind of tone is effective at all.
I probably read around that one. I forgot what I initially said.
But I think that it's all happening for you. Even the things that feel like that are out of your control, that it's just like a slap in the face or whatever you want to call it, it's happening for you. It's all about how you react to it and what you do from there. Because like when I feel, it's
all about perspective.
All about perspective. Because I feel like when things happen, when I can, like, let's say I do get into that mindset, I'm like, yo, why does this happen to me all the time? I don't like just say, yo, life just is effing me right now. Or I don't say, I'm just not meant for, like, I don't belittle myself. I actually look more into myself, and I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And then sometimes you do have to let go and let God, like to say, that doesn't mean just like, Jesus, take the wheel. No, that does not mean that. I really don't agree with just constantly just being like, God is in control. Yeah, he is. But if you say that to yourself too much, like, are you taking ownership,
Exactly.
So it's all about, words actually do mean a lot, because words are tied to how you view yourself, how you view your life. And so, yeah.
And if you had to give one piece of life advice that you live by, what would that piece of life advice be? That's something that is, I don't know if you want to say like a motto or a cliche, or if it's just something that you're coming up with just as is, like what would that be?
Grab life by the balls. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I don't know. I don't really know if I have a specific way to say it. It's just kind of like a message that I always have in my mind. It's like, I always remind myself there's no specific destination. it's all a feeling. I mean, not a feeling, but maybe like a state of mind. It's not, there's not a destination. So rather than focusing on where you want to be, like what that looks like, how people say, they always say, it manifests where you want to be, manifest, all that. I think that it's better to just focus on bettering yourself and just becoming the better version of yourself every day. I don't know, like, I don't think there's an end to that. So rather than focusing on an actual vision or who is it that you want to be, I don't believe in that because I don't think there's an end to evolving. It's all of, you're just constantly evolving until you're just becoming the better version of yourself until you die. Like, that is what I want to do. Like, that's how I want to live life, rather than saying I want to be here, I want to be here, and I want to be this. Like, it's all going to happen if I'm working on myself all the time throughout life. That's a long phrase, or that's a long motto, but that's why.
That's a long ass quote.
Well, that's why I didn't know how
Hopefully
to like.
that's not an Instagram caption.
Well,
And the 3 dots. What's more?
Well, I didn't want to say like. That's why I was like, it's just something that I always tell myself. So it is my motto. It's not
a quotable motto.
A quotable motto. It could be if I sit down and like actually try to minimize it, but yeah. What's yours?
Made a podcast about it.
I know.
Life is all about perspective.
I knew you were going to say that, so I asked.
There's 3 sides to every story. My side, your side, and the truth. Life is all about perspective.
So this is happening for us. We're not only choosing to have our wedding in October, but it's what's meant to be. Because how many times did we try to get a date that we actually wanted in November? Birthday. Your mom's birthday, my great-grandfather's birthday, who they say that I'm like a lot. They even said, even when I was, which is, maybe this is just an exaggeration on their part, because Hispanics and how they are, but they said that even just like 2 months old, they just looked at my gestures or my facial expressions and the way that they saw my great grandpa in me.
So your great grandpa was a baby?
Maybe.
2 months old, bro. What you doing? You just crying, rolling over, pooping? Like, no, that's what he was doing?
You can tell. And when you have a kid, and when we have a kid, we see, that's something that I didn't even want to say. Going back to the beginning, I didn't want to say that stuff because I was like, okay, let me save that for when we're actually like on the road to that. Like when we've actually told each other, yo, we're going to get married and we're going to have kids and we're going to build a life together. I want to save those conversations for later. So when we would talk about kids, we would just be like, oh my God, having a kid. Like we would still stay neutral. We wouldn't be like, when we have our kid. At least you would do that sometimes. But me, I was always avoiding that because I wanted to save all that for the exact moment. That's another reason why that.
Funny how you were fighting me saying the love and the reasoning behind that, and that's what you're ending up doing now all the time.
Yeah.
With the marriage and the kids.
But the difference between you, I do a lot of things, but I just don't.
And the traveling.
Yeah, I just don't like say, yo, this is what I'm doing, or this is why I do it. It's just how I do it. But I would do, before we end this podcast or this episode. I don't like saying podcast. Podcast just means the whole thing. This episode.
We gonna end the whole thing.
No. I do want to say that you did it the way that exactly that I wanted it to be, the proposal. Because maybe somebody's wondering, because we didn't really, obviously, we filmed the video, but I'm not going to put that anywhere. That's private. But yeah, the way that he did it was private, intimate, the way that I wanted it, because I'm a person that gets anxiety if I'm not able to really feel what I'm feeling in the moment, like deeply. I need to like really get through that emotion before I can give my energy to others. So like when after
that's another reason why we're having a small wedding.
And that's another reason why we're having a small wedding, intimate, so that I can really, so all my energy can be intentional, and quality. Because I actually will not go to sleep at night if I feel like I have not given quality to a phone call with a family member, or a certain talk or a conversation, or like what was that?
No, just saying.
Oh, like that's how I am. So that's why I don't like parties, and that's why I don't like too much attention on me, because if a lot of people's attention is on me, that means I can't give it to everyone else, which is so stupid, But at the same time, it's just something I can't help. So I love the way that you did it. It was private, it was intimate, it was right here, and you had like this, but I did not expect it at all. It's like I want the feeling of an actual surprise. Because I don't really have that a lot. Well, I mean, I have had that, but this surprise was good because I only had to give my attention to you. And just the fact that we were able to sit after together and talk through it, but like talk through what just happened.
Why did you say no? How can I convince you to say yes?
Like, you know, just being able to ask you, like, what was your thought process before asking me? Like, what was the, you know, the process for you? And just being able to sit there and actually have that time with you rather than after, because that's the thing with me too, is that if I'm not able to process my emotions right away after the event,
you were able to be in the moment.
Yeah, but I'll forget things. I'll forget things that I want to point out and say. So like we haven't really talked about it again, right? We haven't talked. I haven't asked you again, like because we were able to. I mean,
when we were editing the episode, then yeah, but.
Yeah, but for the most part, I was
not
able
like
to
sit
really,
down and actually like diving deep into it. Nah.
No, I was able to really dive into your mind, like to see like what was how you felt about everything, and that was, to me, that was special. We just sat here and talked about it rather than a whole party and like pictures after, and
That's what I'm trying to say, like
what a usual proposal is like.
Unlike everything else that happens, you know, in life, like you were able to actually like sit back and actually enjoy the moment and live in the moment.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking of what's next or what else do I have to do, it was just like, not like, this is my opportunity to actually just first realize what the hell just happened in a good way, but then also just be like, yeah, and then also just be like, how did it get to this point? What, and like enjoy that whole moment and actually get to understand that process and be able to have that with each other behind closed doors, without a camera being put in our face, without other people and having to
like I don't
divide
care.
our attention. Like it was just us.
Yeah, and people.
And it's gonna be us going forward, and that's exactly how we started. That's exactly how we're going, and that's exactly how we're gonna do everything else.
Because we are gonna have a wedding, but it's not gonna be for show. It's not gonna be, you know, like when people plan out a proposal, or they plan out a bridal shower and this and all this other extra stuff. Like it's just something I feel like I won't really naturally want. It's something that I'll feel like if we do it, it's because I feel like we'd have to, because that's what society tells us. But I don't. I'm just gonna do what I want and what I feel.
Now I do what I want. Now I do what I want.
I've learned that from you too, because I wasn't always like that. Not that I learned that from you,
get
but
that from me?
brought that. I get that from you. You brought that out in me, because that's really how I am. But when you, and also I feel like too, because we're so 100% in this, like we love each other. See, this is what I feel weird. This is why I avoid this, because I've told you, we talk about how we feel about each other all the time, but doing it on here. But we're just super about us and in us, and we love each other. We're in love with each other like that. But those feelings are enough that we don't have to overcompensate. We don't have to try to do other things to fill a void, because we have no voids. So all that extra stuff and all that extra show and glam and whatever is,
we're not trying to compensate for anything.
Yeah, I don't know, not for everybody, because some people just like that stuff and they don't have any void. They just like doing it. But
no, that's what I said. We're not trying to compensate for anything.
Yeah.
Like, we're true to ourselves. We know what we bring to the table.
Like, it's so simple. It's like, wait, why would I want this extra stuff if I already
like,
have everything I want here, and I just,
exactly.
You know? So that's it. I'm happy. We're happy. Done.
Yeah. Shake. So if you haven't checked out the last episode, check out the last episode, and then put back this episode, and then check the last one, and then go back and forth and bring the views up. No, play. But, yep, anyways, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of All About Perspective Podcast. Make sure, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button on the bottom. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, Spotify, any of the streaming services, make sure to subscribe for that one as well. Download the episodes. Leave a comment on either or, like on either or, love on either or, share it with friends, family, relatives, the whole nine, and get ready for another episode. I mean,
we're getting ready for another episode.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else more to say but that.
Stay tuned for the next one.
Stay tuned for the next one. So it's the Danny signing off, wishing y'all much love, great health, stay blessed.
Peace.